Hello and thank you for listening to the Ask a Photographer podcast. My name is Mike and I'm from biblino.com. I'd like to thank everyone that's been listening to the podcast so far, and for those that have submitted their questions, thank you very much. I do appreciate your questions that you've sent through. And if you'd like your question to be featured on the show, please go to biblino.com/ask. That's biblino.com/ask. And today's question comes from Jenny. And Jenny's saying, I'm in the newborn and family portrait space. When I look at other photographers, it's depressing as they are so much better than me. Currently, I have 2 clients a month, which is not enough if I want to make this a proper business. I recently dropped my prices in a hope to get more customers, but this resulted in the wrong clientele and they just wanted everything for cheap. Most families want the digital files, not many want products. What am I doing wrong? How do I get out of this rut? Hey Jenny, thanks for your question, and let me just assure you that you're not the only one that goes through this. I go through this on a regular basis, especially if I'm photographing in places that I haven't done before, and I've looked at photos online to get ideas, and I just go, wow, I love the way how they've posed and edited the photos. I really hope that I've got the same conditions on the day. It just comes down to experience. If you're not as experienced as to some of the photographers that you're looking at, then you're going to think, oh wow, their stuff is amazing. But if you've got the same experience, I bet you could achieve the same, if not better, photos. Okay, so don't be too down on yourself, Jenny. Now let's just think about how we can kind of get out of this rut, as you've put it. And I think first things first is setting yourself goals. If what you see from other photographers and what you like about them is things like their editing or the way how they're carrying themselves on social media or doing their blog posts or how they're doing their sales, well then I think you need to put some goals in place to keep yourself on track. Now, I don't think you should be always looking at other photographers because you're just going to drive yourself nuts. And it's great to get inspiration. And so what I recommend is you try to run your own race. Try to basically better yourself every time you do a session. And don't worry too much about other people. It's okay to check in every now and again to see how other people are going. But more importantly, if you shoot a session this week, next week when you shoot another session, make it better than the previous week. It's as simple as that. You've just got to just have that mindset that I'm going to be better than I did the previous week, and if I keep on doing that, it will just compound and I'll get better and better and better, and you will. Okay, so what is it that you're liking about these photos that you see online? Is it the editing? Well then, you've got to learn to edit better. Going to places like YouTube and CreativeLive. Like YouTube is free, and so is CreativeLive if you watch it live as they're recording it. I find that with CreativeLive, because I'm in the Southern Hemisphere, I'm in Australia, it's a little bit difficult to see the live session sometimes. I know they've got replays, but I tend to actually like to purchase the courses, and the courses go for 3 days, and for me, that's simple because it's start to finish, and I can just sit there in my own time and do it. Same thing applies with YouTube, I just have to just search a little bit more, and it just comes down to how you learn. I find that sometimes when I look for stuff on YouTube, I go on a bit of a tangent. I don't end up looking at cat photos or anything like that. It's just more the fact that if I'm looking for a new editing technique, I end up finding just other videos in photography and losing track. But that's just me. That's just one aspect is learning how to edit better, and getting a good photo to begin with is important too. So learning, proper photography technique, learning to compose, learning to, expose a photo, learning to read light. These are very, very important. If you have a crap photo to begin with, then all the editing you do to it is not really going to make it that much better. Well, it will make it better, but it's not going to be phenomenal. Okay, put it that way. If you have a photo that you can, the highlights aren't overexposed and the whole photo is not underexposed, but it's in that medium and it's almost perfect when it comes to exposure. All you got to do is just tweak, maybe work the sky a little bit more, maybe work the skin, just brighten up the photo a little bit. just make it pop, and that's what I guess sells a lot of photos is photos that are pleasing to the eye, and starting with a good photo is important. And so if you don't photograph every day, you're not learning. And if the only time that you're photographing is at the particular session that you're at, you're kind of limiting yourself. I would suggest, even if you don't have your main camera that you use with, even if it's just a mobile phone, go out, photograph every day. Put yourself out of your comfort zone in maybe photography genres that you don't normally photograph. And this will help you get exposed to a lot of different situations that on the actual shoot itself, if something comes up, bang, just like that, you can just change what you're doing and without too much fuss and just keep on going. That way it will give you a lot of confidence in yourself and in your photography. Now, that's all the beginning part, and about editing photos and taking the photos. Next is the business side. You mentioned that you dropped your prices. Look, dropping prices is one of those things where you are right, and as you've discussed, you came across people that just wanted stuff for cheap. If you sell a cheap product, you've got to work on volume. And you see, a lot of people do mini sessions, and what they do, they're giving 15, 20 minutes of their time for a small fee, but they're not actually giving a lot of products. Well, they're giving enough products for that price, and that's the right way to do it. You see, where people go wrong is that they see mini sessions and they go, oh wow, I've just got to lower my price to come close to that, and I'm still offering the same thing. But no, that's wrong, because you're losing profit in yourself, and even your cost of goods. You may not even be covering your cost of goods. But if you look at people that are doing mini sessions, they're working on volume. So in one day, they could be doing 10, 15, 20 sessions, right, from beginning of the day to the end, right? And they're offering, one print, two prints, maybe one or two digital files. But they're also offering to upgrade their packages, doing a bit of an upsell with them after. And that could be in the form of an in-person sales, which I'll talk, a little bit later in a second. That's not a bad way of doing it. You're offering a cheaper price, but you're also not giving them the same as if as what you normally would. Okay, that makes sense, right? So the other thing is to offer products before you sell the digital files. Now, you said that most families want digital files and not many people want products. Well, what have you got on your website? Are you saying, like your pricing, if you have any pricing, are you saying digital files as a package that's just by itself? And people are saying, oh, hey, I want that because people see value in digital files, and they just want the digital files so they can do what they want with them. Now, well, what about if you were to say offer digital files only if they were to purchase a product? I do this, and if they want the digital files, they need to purchase prints, and not just 4x6 or 5x7 or 8x10. They've got to purchase a framed print or a canvas print before they can get digital files. I will offer them if they're in a collection, 4 or 5 large frames, prints or canvases. I will offer a very small version of the digital file of their print. This version is not really supposed to be printed from. I have seen some clients do it, and it looks that's the way to put it, really. It's not nice, and I do that on purpose. If they want digital files, then they have to pay for that, and that's okay, because I know you're going to lose customers doing this, but you're getting a certain type of clientele, right? You're getting clientele that values the photography. You're getting a client that, well, they think, hey, you can do the product better than me. You're the professional. I want you to do it. And they're the people that you want. And, you've got to have good products to offer them. Just going down to local, I don't know, we've got stores called Big W and Kmart and places like that, Harvey Norman, and these stores offer little prints for like a 15 cents. Well, we all can print that off, but if you offer, say, a print that has a nice mat with a nice frame, well, then that's something they probably can't get from these stores. They will have to go print it off, then have to go find the frame, and maybe even have to get professionally framed. And in the end, they've spent a large amount of their time trying to achieve that. And that's when you as a professional photographer come in and offer nice products. So that's my thinking when it comes to offering digital files. I mean, if your packages say are offering digital files but nothing else, then that's what people are going to be drawn to. And see, the thing is about in-person sales, they kind of go hand in hand with selling physical products because they can touch them. When you show them an album, if this is what their family is going to look like, people can look and go, yeah, I like the feel of the cover, I like the pages, I like the way it's set out, it tells a story. It's easy for you to sell. Putting photos up on the gallery is one thing, but, by getting them to be in person, like physically with you, either in their house or your house, and you're saying, okay, we're here, and you tell them obviously beforehand, we're here to select photos that you'd like to have printed or framed or in an album, and you go from there. You basically are whittling down from 20 or 30 photos that you may start with to a group of photos that they are going to purchase to be made into products. And your return is going to be so much greater than, $150 or $250 for digital files that I see some people selling online. I'm not saying that you sell them that cheap, Jenny, but that's generally what I see online. Now, it's one of those things that it will take time. It's not an overnight thing. You've got to practice your you've got to practice your editing. You've got to practice your photography technique. You've got to offer value. Why are they coming to you? They could just go to someone else. They could hire, I don't know, a photographer that's, you see people put ads up saying, in these Facebook groups that say, I'm looking for a student that can give me some top quality photos. Well, I'm sure there are students that can do that, but what they're really after is, I don't want to pay much, and I'm hoping I'm going to get a student that wants a little bit of cash. That's all they're after. And if we can differentiate ourselves from those type of people and give quality products, and when you meet with them, you show them a beautiful frame, beautiful books, and other products that you can sell, they're going to go, yeah, all right, I can see why you're charging more, and I will pay for that because they are gorgeous. And just lastly, talk to other photographers, network with them, see what their pain points are, see what they're doing in their business. I'm not saying for you to go out there and say, hey, how much do you sell a 20 by 30 frame print, or how much you sell your albums. It's basically to just talk to them, and realize for yourself that not everyone, it's not all about unicorns and rainbows. Being in a photography business is not easy. There's a bit of a hustle you got to do. You got to constantly get customers, unless you're getting a good flow of referrals. It will happen. You get enough customers through the door at a certain price point, they will tell their friends, and they'll snowball from there. And Jenny, just to finish off, I've put some links to other podcasts and articles that I've written that will help you just to know that it's not an easy thing, and what you're experiencing, well, happens to all of us. Okay, so I think you're being a little bit too hard on yourself, Jenny, and just take it one step at a time, set some goals, and I bet that your photography will improve and you'll be a lot happier with everything. Okay, thanks for your question, and I hope that helps. If you have a question that you'd like featured on the show, go to biblino.com/ask to submit your question. I'd love to hear what you think of the show by going to iTunes or Stitcher and giving me a review and a rating. And don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications of new episodes. Thanks for listening. Until next time, get out and take more photos. Oh, look, it's a cat in front of a sunset.